Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of the Fresh Squeeze podcast. I'm your host, Justin, here with Jeremy, coming at you with another great discussion to discuss between each other for your listening enjoyment. This week, we're having not just a discussion, but a critical discussion.
A critical discussion.
A critique, if you will.
A critique.
What we're going to do is I'm taking the lead in this conversation. We're discussing. I'm taking the lead in critiquing and discussing modern movie posters.
And the design that goes into them.
Yes. So you're really going to get schooled in some art theory and some basic graphic design principles by yours truly, who is the resident graphic artist.
Mm-hmm.
Something I feel very strong about and I want people to know about.
And I'm just a guy with an opinion.
Yeah. You're here for the general opinion, and I'm here to give the expertise.
Exactly.
So that's how we bounce off this conversation. So, once again, we're going to basically go through this episode. It's about movie posters, modern ones in general. I want to talk about ones that I like, ones that we want to critique. So, get started. We're gonna have a little intro discussion on movie posters in general, and about why I think modern movie posters need to be addressed as an art form, basically.
Yes. Movie Poster 101 with Justin.
Here we go. So, for me, I find movie poster designs not just, appealing at the movie theater. They appeal to me from an artistic standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
I like to create my own. I like to look at ones and say, wow, that's a great design. That really makes me want to see that.
Yeah, I feel like from a consumer standpoint, if the poster itself intrigues you, then that's a good sign.
Right. And so I'll give you a little movie poster history shortly. They've been around since cinema started over 100 years ago. Obviously, the whole idea is to promote, obviously, the movie that has been made. That's the main thing. It's a marketing tool to say, hey, here's something that should intrigue you and what the movie is basically about, and this is why you should go see it.
Mm-hmm.
There's been many iterations of them over the decades, over the century. When we're preparing for this, it made me realize, I'm not really just a movie nerd. I'm also just a movie poster geek as well.
Yeah.
Like
two separate things.
I love movies, but I also just love talking about movie posters as well.
I mean, we do talk about them a lot.
Yeah. That's two of my favorite things. Watching movies and art together in one thing.
Yeah.
So, I realized also, in college, I forgot I did a report about the history of movie posters.
Did you really?
I forgot I did that until now, because that was like one of my first classes in my first year. I did a thing about how it has evolved and why they're important, and how it's a good artistic outlet.
Yeah.
And just to cite some things over the years, there's different movie poster styles for different types of films.
Mm-hmm.
You got the old westerns, you got maybe kind of like a old kind of drama noir type.
Yeah.
Like you got the flashy ones, you got the simplistic ones. Nowadays you got what's called the blockbuster poster.
Yeah.
Is for your typical franchise sequential movie posters. And so I won't show any pictures, but if you have any interest in this and you want to look up some great classic movie poster stuff, one that I also did a project on is the man Saul Bass. He did posters for like Alfred Hitchcock and movies of those era, like movies Vertigo and The Man with the Golden Arm. That one there, it inspired the intro to Monsters Inc.
Oh.
It's like that blocky style.
Yeah.
He did posters that looked like that.
Oh.
So, older styles obviously pioneered what we see today.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't realize it. And so, one of my other favorite ones too is Drew Struzan. He did a lot of classic like 80s and 90s posters.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't looked at them in so long. I can't say exactly which ones, but he could kind of the ones involved. Like, he did some Star Wars, Indiana Jones. I think he did Back to the Future.
I mean, all three of those are great posters.
He did lots of great posters. So look up his stuff if you want to see some true art form of movie poster. But now what we're really talking about here is, although I could love to talk about classic film, classic movie poster art pieces, we're talking about modern ones and why I think the art form has been lost and why it needs to be critiqued today.
Yes.
And so quickly we'll also do a little discussion on why this needs to be addressed and why modern posters are somewhat of a marketing problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope this discussion is informative. I'm not sure if it's going to necessarily going to be a great crowd pleaser to the masses, but once again, we are here to provide information on things you might not know about. And
yes, sir. We inform the masses.
we inform the masses. We use our expertise to teach. So before we get into our actual rating of them, the problem with modern movie posters is not only did I say do I think it's lost its art form, it's just a huge what can we do to make the most money type marketing campaign.
Like, there's definitely some cash grab posters out there.
Yeah, definitely cash grab is a word you can use for a lot of stuff, which is you put something out there just so it gains.
It's appealing to the eyes.
It's very simply, not simply, but it takes maybe someone who doesn't really have an eye for that, and it's the most easy to absorb to the viewer. And so even though the whole point of a movie is to sell it and make money, lots of production companies nowadays, it's only about the money. They don't care about the director's artistic kind of vision on a movie. It's, okay, we're going to make you do this, but you're going to do it our way.
Warner Brothers.
You're going to make it this long, and you're going to make it about this. And you can't do that or that or that either, even though you want to.
Yeah.
So not only does this kind of cinematic suppression show through in the movie, but also through the marketing material as well. So nowadays, our art is dead.
Art is dead.
You heard it here, folks. Movie posters are here to simply sell a ticket and not really show something that is actually remarkably nice looking.
I feel like movie posters are like they need to complement the movie well. Like, obviously, yeah, it's it's just to promote the movie, but I feel like it's an extension of the movie. If you have a great movie but a terrible poster, be like, what the heck is this going on here?
That's the thing, yeah.
But if you've got a truly amazing poster with a great movie, it's the perfect pair.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
It needs to complement each other.
Not only, the poster is part of the movie's legacy.
Yeah.
It will stick with it forever.
Yeah.
Until it gets like a re-release or some sort of anniversary redesign. But that's besides the point. You make a movie poster, that's the face of the movie.
Yeah.
And so, that's why, to get to the point of it, like we said, mostly big blockbusters or a series of movies that people know well, or they want to make a lot of make a lot of money off of. Things nowadays are in a very formulatic representation. I mean, and once again, major franchises like Marvel usually gets criticized for this, or anything produced by Disney or any of the big companies, because they say, once again, it's a cash grab, it's formulatic, there's no artistic value to it, it's just to plainly put something out to say, hey, we made this movie,
please come see it.
Please come see it, because we have no other way of telling you that there's anything special about this except for making
a trailer.
You can make a cool trailer, or you can just make a collage of random things that appear to happen in this movie. So, plainly said, the reason why I think movie posters are either badly or generically made, or it's all just formulatic. Formulatic. That's how you say that.
Mm-hmm.
You see a poster for the Avengers. We love the Avengers, and I feel like that's the only type of movie where if you have an ensemble cast,
if it's a team up movie,
you have a team up movie.
The team needs to be on the poster.
The team needs to be on the movie. If you look at the poster for Avengers Infinity War, is it chaotic? Yes.
But the movie's chaotic.
But that showcases the fact that this is the biggest superhero team up movie ever.
Yeah.
And that's why there's like 30 characters on the cover. But for maybe a movie like that's smaller than that, like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
It's about Ant-Man. It's not about every other single character that's in the movie. They don't all have to be on the poster.
Yeah.
So the whole thing about making a collage of, hey, this is every single actor and character that's in this movie. Let's put it on here because maybe some part of this will make people want to see it.
Yeah.
And so that's the case with most blockbuster movies nowadays. Now, like I said, it's acceptable when it's an ensemble cast. It's a big, important cast. But, another point I wanted to bring out before we get into our ratings is the reason why so many posters are very simplistically, generically designed is there was a survey taken, because you always see people maybe online saying, these posters are so boring, why don't you do anything new? The problem is within the viewers themselves, not just the companies.
Yeah.
A survey was taken. They had two different posters. It was more of a creative, simplistic poster, and then there's one creative but simplistic, and then one that's just kind of generic with characters on it. The viewer was most likely to pick the one that had just collaged faces.
Yeah.
They were more likely to pick the one that had the plain character poster than the artistically unique poster.
Yeah.
And they said that's not because people are against unique posters. They're like, we want to see one that has our favorite actor or our favorite character on it plainly so that we know what the movie's about.
But it's like, you already know this character's going to be in this movie. It's like...
But that's not for the hardcore fan. It's for the everyday viewer.
I know. They're just like, oh, I see famous people. I like this person. I'm going to see this movie.
If you're a fan of the Avengers or Star Wars, you're going to see it no matter what.
Yeah.
But if you're a casual viewer and you just see a poster with...
Oh, I see Chris Hemsworth on this poster.
Yeah.
Thor. I want to see it.
If they don't have every major actor who's in that movie, the average viewer isn't going to know that they're in it. And in turn, they might not see it.
Yeah.
So that's the problem, is that marketing for money overshadows the true value of what a movie poster is supposed to interact with the movie. So that's a low baseline. I guess we'll get into our full rating and critiquing of the movie posters now.
All right, here we go.
So we're going to be going through this. We want to make it very clear that although we are critiquing movie posters, this has nothing to do with the quality of the movies themselves.
Yeah, our opinions on the poster do not reflect the movie, or at least we will try not to.
Right. We'll try to make this completely unbiased towards the movie themselves. So if we criticize a poster of a movie you like, it's not because we think it's bad. We just think the marketing for the movie is bad.
We'll see if I can hold back my remarks, but we'll see.
Here we go. All right, so for our first poster that we'll look at is for the movie Arrival. We apologize for our audio-only listeners, but we do want to make it interactive so you can see the posters on YouTube. And so what we're going to do, we're going to show you some ones. Most of these are going to be ones I want to criticize and then compare it to the ones that I like. For our first one, Arrival, by the great modern sci-fi director Denis Villeneuve, we have this. Well, at first glance, do you see anything wrong with this, Jeremy?
Yeah, I do.
And the one problem is, what the heck did they do to these poor actors' faces?
I know. It's like, what?
We have a picture of Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, and Forrest Whitaker. and they completely photoshopped the heck out of their faces.
Yeah.
Like, they look so smooth. And
I know, like, I feel like her nose, like, I don't know, like...
I don't know what they did to their noses,
yeah.
but there's something wrong with that. This is an example of, there's not really anything wrong with the formatting of this poster. It's just they over-edited the characters' faces.
Yeah.
And unless you don't know who these actors is, that might impact the way you'd be like, wait, is that supposed to be Amy Adams? So that's and overall, I don't think it's a very interesting poster in general.
No, I think this poster's kind of, I'm not even gonna say mid. I'm gonna say it's less than mid.
Yeah, and the whole focus of the movie is supposed to be, it's about this foreign spaceship when we're focusing on these very boring heads floating in the sky.
I mean, you just got some people slapped on the cover and this nice scenery, but
Yeah. And then we'll compare it with the next one that I think is a great representation of what the movie's really about. So let's look at that.
Next. Oh, now
This one
look
here.
at that. That's great.
That's a great
Round of
movie
applause.
poster right there. Because even it's intriguing, it's mysterious. It still lists the actor's name at the top.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know who it is standing at the bottom.
Because when I look at this, obviously on the first one you're like, oh, these people were in it. Some floating thing in the sky, helicopters, and you're like, oh,
that sounds boring.
That sounds boring. Aliens or something. But then you look
I
at
don't
this.
I don't even get aliens from
I
that
guess
first one.
I don't know. But then you see this, and you're like, oh, who are those people?
What is this weird?
What is
round
this
thing?
weird round thing on the wall? What are they? Are they trying to study it? What are they trying to do? What is their purpose?
Yes.
You know, like
See, you're already getting the main points.
exactly.
You're probably just more high IQ than most moviegoers.
I mean, probably.
So, not only in the few seconds of looking at this has it posed more questions, it immediately made us more interested in the movie itself.
Yeah, because like I like how they make that in the middle the focal point.
Yeah.
Like the focal point of the other poster, heads. This mysterious thing, you know?
Exactly. And you still get the credits of the actors at the top while also focusing on the most interesting part of the movie. So, moving on.
Moving on.
Oh, holy moly, we got a lot going on here.
I need a puke bucket.
Once again, we love Tom Holland, we love Spider-Man.
I love SpiderMan.
But this
Poster is a disaster.
Atrocious.
I might throw up after recording if we look at this any too much longer.
If I look movies you took the words out of my mouth. Okay, let's break this down if it's possible.
No, okay. Let's break it down, all right.
When I every time I see this, I thought, I don't know what company they hired for this, but I hope this person never makes another movie poster ever
I hope
again.
they were literally fired, okay, and they lost Photoshop privileges after this.
Wait, so when I think of making a poster for a solo superhero film, I want to focus on that hero. Yes, we have Peter Parker and we have a big Spider-Man, but like we said earlier, they tried to capitalize on the fact that they have all these other actors in the movie and unnecessarily just crowd the whole poster out with all of these various sized heads.
Why is Tony Stark on fire?
Exactly. What the heck?
What I'm wondering is, okay, if you're seeing this movie, okay, I mean, unless you're like literally live under a rock, okay, but I feel like most people realize that, okay, as you can tell, that most people, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man, okay, and then Tom Holland is Spider-Man, but it's like, why do they have them both on there twice? One the Spider-Man suit, one the Iron Man suit, and normal.
But that then comes again with recognizing actors' faces.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but still. Also, can I just say, I feel like I have seen, not specifically for this movie, but I have seen like fan posters for movies that look better than this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like not even just for Spider-Man, but for other movies, and this looks. I'm sorry, this is an amateur hour over here, people. This is Marvel blockbusters.
Exactly. So, I don't know if they were running out of time or if they were just low on budget, but
they had the intern do it.
Yeah, everything that I know about making a movie poster, this is not it. So, the color scheme is all off. There is no focal point.
No. Literally none.
One of the most important graphic design elements is that when you look at something, you think, what do I see first? What do I see second? And what brings it all together?
I'm going to keep it 100 right now. First thing I saw was orange and then purple. Because there's just like these explosions happening.
True, yeah. So if we go back to Arrival.
Okay, we're going back. Hold up.
Focal points.
Focal points.
Simplistic focal point. Not
Yeah.
every movie has to be simplistic.
No.
But now go back.
You mean forward?
Go forward.
Okay.
No focal point.
No focal point. Absolutely zero.
And I don't have pictures of them, but if you think of both.
Do you want to know what my favorite promotional homecoming poster is? I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I think this is a great poster, okay? My favorite poster is it shows it's Peter Parker in the Spider-Man suit, okay? But he's wearing this yellow jacket from his school, what, Midtown High or whatever?
He's wearing the yellow jacket.
He's wearing the yellow jacket, and he's, like, laying down on, like, a park bench, and he has, like, headphones on. And then it's just, like, it says, like, Spider-Man Homecoming.
And then there's the New York skyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's great. It's a great poster. You know, it's simple. You see Spider-Man. He's a kid. He's wearing a high school jacket. Spider-Man's in high school, and the city's behind him. Boom. That's all you need. The focal point. Right. Spider-Man.
Yeah, I almost threw this in for comparison, so let's go to the next one.
Okay.
I chose this one.
Oh.
Now, this one is... Yours was more of the, like... it's a laid-back atmosphere.
I guess this is more of, like, the intense route.
This one, shows the action in the movie.
That's true.
The 3 focal points. Spider-Man, Iron Man, Vulture.
Yeah.
3 distinguishable focal points here.
There's not 15 people in this. There's not a crowd.
So I think this one is a lot more effective.
I like the little Avengers Tower in the background.
Yeah.
I like that. It's nice touch.
Like, we all... The rest of them are great characters, but we don't need them on the poster.
Yeah. Like, I love Happy as a character, but does he need to be on the poster?
No.
No. Does his aunt? No, she doesn't either. No, they don't. Okay?
So,
all right.
Moving on.
Moving on.
We now have the Spider-Man Far From Home poster. Now, although this one is not nearly as bad, it's very basic.
It's very basic. We have hero, we have hero's buddy, and we have bad guy.
Yeah. Like, even though, like the other one, it has 3 characters to focus on, it's in a much more simplistic and non-interesting format.
Yeah.
They're just standing there.
I feel like this poster is very vertical. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel that there's not much dimension going on here, if you will.
They could have done some kind of cool color or mystical work with Mysterio.
Considering the type of character that Mysterio is, with reality or whatever, I feel like they could have done something sick with this poster.
You know what they should have done is one where Peter's in the middle, and like he's kind of looming over him. Mysterio's kind of looming over him. You know.
I was gonna say, what if it was like Peter in the middle, but then it was like kind of split, whether it's like diagonally in half, and in one, it was Mysterio's reality of what he wants Peter to think. The one is the actual one. You know what I'm talking about? Like how in the movie.
Sure. But that also.
I feel like
when you see the movie poster, you're not supposed to know.
That's true. That's spoilers.
That he's the villain.
That's right.
So.
Spoilers out there for anybody saw it. I haven't seen it. I'm sorry.
Okay, and then I got another one for this. Right. Now, this one here, this was like a Blu-ray release.
Yeah, 4K.
DVD. Although this one's chaotic, I
like the art style.
I like the art style.
The art style is good.
Even though I already criticized posters for having collages of characters, I think this one's, although a lot going on with colors and compilation, I think this one's kind of cool.
Yeah,
looking.
I'm gonna be real. I'm a sucker for like cool, like really, and like I don't even know how to say if it's like just like drawn or if it's like painted, but stuff that's like you can tell was not just like images slapped onto each other, but it was actually like like drawn in some way. I think those are cool.
Exactly.
Because it shows the work.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite part of poster making is back 30-40 years ago. Almost everything was either painted, drawn, or they had to just use photographs in the posters.
Like 2 things that jump out in my head are, one, like the Indiana Jones posters.
Yeah.
How or at least the ones that are on like the VHS tapes. How it's like it's all a shade of like brown. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
yeah.
but for example, like the last Crusade one that we
Yeah.
have, you know what I'm talking about? How it's like it's all like it's indie, but it almost looks like he's like, I don't know, drawn or something.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think those look cool.
It's that was definitely drawn by an artist.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the best posters for adventure movies ever. So.
Definitely, for sure.
So that's another thing that we don't see very often anymore.
No.
Is like actual art posters.
I mean, obviously it takes longer.
Yeah.
But the quality is just so much higher.
Yep.
You know.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see what we got next.
And that's all right.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Here's another example of what not to do when you're trying to show how exciting your movie is.
Top 10 things not to do in movie making.
Same with the Homecoming poster. It's a very chaotic movie. There's a lot going. I haven't seen this movie yet.
Granted, so far we've seen every movie we've talked about. We haven't seen this movie.
I haven't seen this movie yet, but this poster struck me so illy that I had to show it off.
Yeah.
I know that the movie's a comedy. It's supposed to be about like a video game world, and it's supposed to show that there's a lot of things going on at once in this movie, but for a guy like Ryan Reynolds, all you have to do is show him and people will show up.
All you have to say is Ryan Reynolds and I'm already there.
So there's definitely way too much going on here. The colors are fine. The collage
is that Joe Keery? That doesn't even look like him. See? Like what?
See, once again, they're trying to draw Stranger Things fans in by putting Joe Keery on there.
But I almost couldn't even tell that was him.
And of course, we love Taika, but everybody else is throwing off the poster.
Yeah.
And the next one's a lot better.
All right.
Now, this one's better because it focuses only on Ryan Reynolds.
Although there is also things going on in this poster, it's just Ryan Reynolds. It's the world with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
It's not here's him and everybody who he's gonna encounter in this movie.
Even though I keep saying that movie posters need to be simplistic, it's okay to make a very busy and a lot going on in your poster, because if that's what your movie's about, that's okay.
Yeah. Plus, since I feel like none of these are people, it's just like the world itself. I feel like it's okay.
Yeah.
You know.
And I really like kind of the clever aspects going on here. You see, he's walking around looking all happy, carrying his
nothing's
goldfish. A bullet is going through his coffee cup.
I didn't even notice that. That's cool.
He's acting like he has no care in the world while the world's falling apart.
Yeah.
Now, if we go back to the first poster, all of the playfulness of him walking there is gone.
No.
You can't see the coffee cup. You can't see him walking down the road. It's just about the character.
And I mean, you can see the city in destruction behind it, but it's just like, okay, it's just a city on fire, you know.
So, definitely one of the worst posters I have seen this year.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, okay. Now, Free Guy was one of the worst ones I saw this year, but this is one of the worst ones of 2019.
Whoa.
And I'm not just talking about the movie itself. I'm just talking about the poster.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Lay it out, Justin.
We ain't even talking about the quality of this movie. We're just talking about my downright disappointment in this poster.
Well, you know what they say. The poster does reflect the movie. All right.
Okay, anyway. Star Wars not only are top tier movies, they just have such memorable movie posters. Even though the original ones are great, I love the prequel posters.
Oh yeah,
because they are still hand drawn posters.
Oh okay, I didn't know that. Yeah,
and I just love their style.
Yeah,
like George Lucas and I think mentioned earlier, Drew Struzan still did those. So
okay.
I love the prequel posters, but now we come full circle to the end of the Skywalker saga. 2019's Rise of Skywalker.
Where to begin?
Once again, they have fallen into the trap of let's make a collage of characters on this poster doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And not only is it, why are they just all grouped in the middle?
Yeah. And like, why does this? Like, she doesn't need to be here. The girl on the horse doesn't need to be there. And I actually can't tell who is this. Is this Leia's daughter?
That's Rose.
Oh, okay, never mind. All right.
No hate to Rose, but she doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
It's for Star Wars. it's okay to have characters. Like, it's a tradition to have
Yeah.
C-3PO and R2-D2 on
Yeah,
there.
I feel like realistically
And-
the only people that needed to be on this poster were Rey and Kylo, Finn,
Probably Poe.
Poe,
And then the droids.
the droids probably.
And
yeah.
then, well, Chewbacca.
I mean,
also.
because he's Chewie, so. But like Lando, is he a classic? But yes, but he wasn't like the biggest point of this movie.
He was barely in it.
Yeah,
anyway.
and like whatever her name was,
Yeah.
purple lady, she didn't need to be in there. You know, so
The only part I like about this,
yeah, I like the Rey and Kylo fight right here.
I like the silhouette at the bottom.
Yeah.
But what the heck is going on with the direction of the two lightsabers? Like,
Yeah.
why is one bigger than the other one?
Yeah, and
And what the heck is going on with the Falcon back there?
it's just like
It's
I
like-
will emerge from the middle.
It's just flying vertical.
Yeah. They were probably just like, I have done the poster, but where's the Falcon? Oh shoot, we gotta put it in.
Yeah. Not to toot my own horn, but back when this movie came out, I made one myself, and I think it's a lot better.
Damn. Okay.
Please hire me. I'll make you a good poster, Disney. So there you have it. There's a lot going on in this poster. So a very terrible poster to go along with a disappointing movie.
Now, question: what do you think about the? I guess I'll just call them alternative poster. What do you think of like the posters for Rise of Skywalker, or actually, I don't know if these were Rise of Skywalker or Return of the or Last Jedi posters, but it was the ones where it was like they were mostly all red, but it had like one character on it. So it was like Rey.
Oh, yes.
And it was like, but her cloak was like faded red, and and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
I'll show this earlier. In comparison to Rise of Skywalker, I love all of the marketing materials for Last Jedi.
Yeah, I think they're really good.
The red theme on both the theatrical and the
Yeah,
character
well, I feel like
posters.
because yes, they had their theme and they stuck with it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that later. Let's move on.
All right.
Oh yeah, this one here. I adore this poster.
Yeah, I see. Again, this one looks drawn, and I like it.
So yeah, this is a alternate artist rendition for the Rise of Skywalker poster.
Where is this for? Like, is it like German?
Oh, here's the thing.
December.
Yeah, this was drawn by a great modern artist, Paul Schipper, and I absolutely love the colors. I love the artistic style. I love the placing of the characters.
It almost feels like retro to me.
Yeah, this is very much so a retro style poster. This one was only used in foreign countries, and it was used as the cover as the of like the commemorative magazine.
Oh, okay. And yeah, and even though there is a lot of people, a lot of things on this poster, I still think like the layout, the style, the colors, and like the and like we said, Star Wars posters, it's not bad if there's a lot of things on them.
Correct.
You know, for example,
Yeah.
like I'm pretty sure like it's either like the Attack of the Clones or Phantom Menace. There's like there's a lot of I feel like characters on those, and those are fine.
Yeah,
you know.
So if they would have had used this actually in American theaters, I would.
Oh my gosh, goated poster.
This probably would have become one of my favorite Star Wars posters of all time.
I mean, it still can't technically. It is still officially licensed.
Yeah. It's an official poster, so. But for me, when it's not the official theatrical poster,
Yeah.
I just feel like it just fell short. But I love this poster, and I think everything about it is great. The symmetry, the symmetry. Rey in the middle, and you got the two laser bolts going out the sides.
Yeah, that's good. Chewie's like, pew, and Finn's like, pew pew.
So everybody looks so epic. They actually look like they're doing something important.
I do think it's funny that Kylo's tiny.
Well, you guys big helmet in the background.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then, I love this poster.
Love it. It's great. All right.
Next. Okay, so we have the poster for Daniel Craig's first movie as Bond, Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Do you see anything wrong with this poster?
It almost feels like he's like cut out.
Well,
does it look like that?
It's a bad editing
Also,
job.
the back seems blurry and dark. You know, like I don't know.
Here's the thing. In most movie posters, yes, the character is not actually in the location
Oh,
that
yeah.
they're being put on. But first of all, why is his head so much more lighter than the rest of the?
You're right. Actually, though.
Like it's like he has a spotlight on him, but the rest of it's all monotoned.
No, they just highlighted his head. They were like, crank this brightness.
Crank that contrast. So for some reason it looks like he has a spotlight on his face, even though he's out in like
in the public.
He's walking out of
the casino.
The casino at like 9 o'clock at night. So
like, his hands are dark. She's in the dark.
Yeah. Not only is the coloring off on this one, it might have just been. I feel like they probably manipulated the way his body is contorted.
Definitely.
Doesn't his
head looks unnaturally turned.
It looks unnaturally turned.
But it doesn't look like he just like turned it. It looks like it's like swiveled. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's as if like his head was kind of facing the other way. They're like just kind of move it that
and they're
way.
Just like 45 degrees to the right.
Yeah. So it's not a bad format. Just the editing's bad.
A banger movie though.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah,
I know. We're not talking about movies.
We're not talking about the movies.
I know.
Just talking about
I'm
the poster.
sorry. I can't help it. It's a great movie. Anyway.
And so a one in comparison that is a lot better.
Next
is
this one. Oh, chef's kiss. Mwah.
Not only is the lighting and the editing better, it actually tells what the movie is about.
You see Mr. Bond, shaken not stirred. You see him at the casino table, chips on the table, cards on the table, gun on the table, and he's like,
"I'm ready to play."
He's all looking. He's like,
he's got that look on his face.
He's like, which hand am I gonna duel?
Yeah.
or no.
Which hand am I gonna play?
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Deal. Which hand am I gonna deal? He's like, you want this hand? Or you want this hand? You want the chips or you want the gun?
He's looking Mad Mickelson right in the eyes.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, we got some little dramatic light on the left, but as you can see, there was lights on that side.
Yes.
So
and his head is turned away from the light on the other side.
Yes. So, I love this poster.
Great poster. All right.
Next. Okay. So moving on to another movie from this year, Marvel's latest movie, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings.
I didn't see it yet, but you did.
I did see it. It was very good.
So I heard it was, and it looks cool. But this is another example of falling into the Marvel formulatic style.
And now, wait, can I say something?
Sure.
Now, since I've seen it and I kind of know like I've seen what the movie looks like, I'm sure we'll get on this, but like. So the movie, me and Justin both think that this movie poster is very dark.
Yes.
And
why is it so dark?
And anybody who's seen this movie knows this is a very like bright and colorful movie. As you can see, Shang-Chi down there at the bottom, him and the other guy, their rings, though the yellow and the blue, there are lots of big colors in this movie. So it's kind of confusing that why would the poster be this dark?
Why such a dull poster for such a vibrant movie?
Yeah.
So, I like what they were trying to do. It's great that they got Shang-Chi in the middle, and I like that they have the next main character above him kind of looming, because I said I like looming posters.
I mean, yeah.
And they're showing off the rings too.
Yeah, that's good.
But then I don't. The characters along his arm are just kind of throwing it off.
I
for
think
me.
Now, even though like some of those other, obviously I won't say, but like some of those other characters, like even though they are prevalent in the movie, like throughout the whole movie, I still like for this they didn't need to be in there.
Yeah. Also, why did they decide to do 3 in 1?
Yeah.
Why didn't they just put?
It's like,
one of the
are
other
you saying the Golden Gate counts as 2 people?
Yeah.
Like.
So. This reminds, like I mentioned earlier, this reminds me a lot like the poster for the first Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
If you remember
I
what
do
that
remember
looks
that.
like.
Yeah.
It has Ant-Man in the middle, and then it's just kind of side profiled with other lesser characters.
Yeah.
And it's the same exact color tone too.
Yeah.
So, once again, Ant-Man's a very funny, happy movie with a very dull tone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this movie had some other great alternative posters. Let's look at them.
Oh,
Right here we have 9 alternate posters for the
honestly,
movie.
they're all great.
You got all these posters, and they chose the dull one for
I
wide
know.
release.
Like, can we just talk about, like, I hadn't even seen some of these before. Some of these are like my pure first time reaction. Okay, can we just talk about, like,
Which one jumps out at you first?
honestly, I think the first one jumped out was bottom middle.
Yeah.
This one's amazing.
That's my favorite one.
That's
too.
amazing.
I'll just say, IMAX posters are always so cool.
IMAX goes crazy with their posters, always.
It always seems like, foreign posters can be cool and all, but like special screening posters, amazing.
Yeah, and then like this one, I love the it's more simpler, but I love the it's middle left. This all red one right here. I really like this one too. I don't know what it is about it.
Yeah, the characters are a little too silhouetted for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we go back down to the bottom middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I said about character looming, he does it even better right there.
Even better. He's above the IMAX.
And they figured out a way to add in supporting characters
in a good way.
At the bottom.
Just Shang-Chi is still the focal point in the middle, with this other character looming above, but not the main point, and then supporting characters below him.
And I really like the graphic art style they're going
I love like this is good. The pop of yellow, the splash of red, the blue background.
Yeah.
But
since we're still talking about general audiences and not everybody wants that pop art style, the next one shows what I think they still should have. It's one of these ones. It's the one that I think they should have made the theatrical version.
I know which one's it gonna be. Yeah, this one.
It's a lot.
This one's good.
It's a lot more unconventional, but I think it would have done the job.
Because it still shows the two main characters, and it shows them, what they're, basically fighting over.
And the color.
The 10 rings, and
the
there's the color. Boom, we got the pop of the orange and the pop of the blue in the middle.
Yeah. So this was still an American poster. It was just for the 40X showing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like as you can see, a movie never always has more than one poster, but it seems like nowadays they always pick the least interesting one.
I know. Dude, get me on this team, please.
Okay. I think we got a few more.
All right.
Let's see. Oh,
okay. Actually, this will be coming out just in time.
Yeah. So this signifies we have ended our discussion on negative critiques, and we are entering positive critiques. So this is the poster for the new movie coming out called Dune, once again by the same great director that did Arrival. And so every piece of marketing material I've seen for this movie is beautiful.
Amazing.
So this is, even though this one was criticized for kind of having the actor conglomeration on it, it's still arranged very nicely.
Yes. Plus, notice how the background isn't absurdly crazy. Yeah. It's simple.
It shows. This is the way that you do it. You make it artistic, but you also show, hey, if you like any of these actors, come see this movie.
Because what I like about this is I love how at the obviously they show, here's some of the actors in this movie, and here's what they looked at as a character. So they show you the usual, like you said, actor conglomerate in the top, but then on the bottom, we'll call this the accent piece. Okay.
Yeah.
We've got it says Dune, it begins, but then under that you have a sand dune with the main character walking.
Yeah.
It's so simple, but it's the perfect touch.
Exactly.
It complements the rest of the poster.
I think when it comes to having artistic value and general visual appeal, this combines those perfectly.
Yeah.
So, even though some people were saying that this poster was disappointing, I disagree with that.
I almost still like the next poster, though.
Yeah, so the next few are 2 teaser posters for it.
So here's the first one.
Okay.
I love this one.
Once again,
this one's so good.
IMAX.
Yeah, again, I'm telling you, IMAX don't miss.
This really shows the scale of the movie right here.
Yeah. I don't know, so when I look at this poster, so obviously, the viewers can't see my mouse, but you've got what you assume is the main character down here at the bottom walking on the dune, and so you've got this huge dune, okay? But what I love is how since it's curved, okay?
Yeah.
And the whole left side is like faded dark, and since this is like a kind of like a it's like like a kind of like a space science fiction movie.
Oh yeah.
It almost reminds me of like the moon, at least to me. That's what it reminds me of.
And for calling back to classic sci-fi, it could almost look like the Death Star. Or the moon and the sun are just generally regarded as very impending objects.
Yeah.
So this is definitely one of the best teaser posters I've seen in a long time.
Definitely super good. All right.
And one last Dune poster is another IMAX one. It takes the best elements from the first one and it simplifies it.
See, that's what I like about the first one, because it can be good with the actors and this, but can also be good with just this. Like this is amazing right here. Like also, I love the light blue with like the burnt orange color. It's so amazing.
I wouldn't have guessed that I would have liked light blue for this, but I
no, it's so good.
So
and like just look, the moon or a planet in the background.
Yes.
Large body.
For me, this is the perfect poster for this movie. But for people who need actor appeal, the other one works as well.
Yeah, because I feel like the first one, you're like, oh, they've got Oscar Isaac, he's in Star Wars, or they've got Jason Momoa, he's Aquaman,
And then young girls be like, oh, Zendaya's
in
this?
Zendaya, yeah, but
so yeah. Definitely my favorite posters of this year. I'm gonna enjoy watching this movie. Next week I'll have a full review on it after it comes out this weekend.
Yeah, by the time this episode comes out, we will have already seen this movie. So then we can get our in a TBD later date episode, we will talk about our thoughts on the movie after we see it.
Which is next week.
Which is probably next week. Okay. Is next week? Yes.
Yeah, this is a little unprecedented, but we'll give you a preview.
We'll give you a sneak peek.
Next week, we're going to be having a deep dive discussion on all things science fiction.
Woo!
So, starting from the beginning to viewing this weekend's Dune. So
Dune, will be included. Our full thoughts.
Look forward to that.
All right.
Okay. I don't know what we have next.
Up next, we've got.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, I've never seen this comparison before.
Yeah. So I wanted to do a little comparison of classic versus inspired posters. You may have not known this, but as you can see, we have a comparison of Gone with the Wind to The Empire Strikes Back.
I never knew that. That's so cool.
Is that if you look at the main theatrical poster, Han holding Leia was most definitely inspired by Clark Gable holding this woman here in the Gone in the Wind poster.
Okay, I've said it for every single poster so far that has this. Like I said, the detail, like this one almost looks like it was like painted or something.
That was painted.
Beautiful. I mean, both of them, Empire Strikes Back and Gone with the Wind, amazing, beautiful posters. And okay, now even though this is inspired, like I still like it still works so well for Empire Strikes Back.
It just works on its own.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like even though it's still inspired, like since we already know that there's this I don't call it like just this this love connection between Han and Leia. Mm-hmm. It works so well.
Yeah. So
the love interest. That's the word. Yes.
Even though it's interesting when we think of classic movies like Empire, it too was also inspired by things that came before it.
It's classic movies.
It's
classic
own
movies.
Classics.
Yeah.
So we have different generations of classics inspiring each other.
Plus, see, in this one and in the Empire poster, it doesn't crowd too much. We've got Luke on the Tauntaun, which is a good focal point, and as usual, we've got C-3PO and R2-D2, and then Darth Vader's helmet in the background. Simple. We've got the big points of this movie.
Yeah. I haven't critiqued this Empire poster in a while, but the more I look at it, the more I forget how amazing it is.
It's so good. Like what?
And
because I assume down here is like Hoth,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like
It's just like snow implied.
it's so good. And then we've got like it like fades into space. Oh my, so good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Amazing. All right, what's next?
And another thing with Gone to the Wind is I love the bright colors in the background.
Yeah, I really love the orange and the yellow.
So this was really during the golden age of movie posters.
Like we've got like the background that's golden yellow, but then like her dress and his shirt, I feel like it's good too. You know,
like we'll never get stuff like this again.
never again, never again. All right.
Next we have since we talked about Rise of Skywalker, I wanted to give my brief thoughts on the other modern Star Wars posters. I already explained my disdain for Episode 9 poster. I think, although it's not painted, The Last Jedi is one of my favorite Star Wars posters.
Really?
At least of the new age.
Is it because of the color palette of the white and the red?
I absolutely love the white and the red. The character alignment is very visually pleasing.
It almost like it's like a cone, you know?
Yeah.
It like slopes down.
Oh yeah, because Luke is the pinnacle, and you go down to Rey and Kylo, and then you kind of start at another pinnacle with Leia, and it kind of goes around.
Like
the
I'm
title
glad
right
they
there.
didn't make Kylo where Luke was.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that would just been like okay, because then as you can see, Kylo's been kind of the biggest feature in episode 7 and 9. So it's like okay, Kylo's in his spot again, you know.
No, but
type deal.
this was the return of Luke.
Yeah, so that's why I'm glad they
So-
put that. And I love, dude. We got the reverse cone at the bottom with the crate speeders.
Tell me about it, man.
It's so good.
Like this.
And then obviously, you know, it's not like they just changed up the poster since the planet is already white and red.
I know.
It's the salt.
It works so well.
Salt. Okay.
little
A little reference in there.
And then, like you said earlier, I'm surprised you brought it out. The character posters,
Yeah.
that are the same style.
Oh, I love the character posters.
Yeah.
Like I only remember I think the Rey and the Kylo one, but they're great.
Yeah, I'll go out and say, a good theatrical poster is good, but I'm definitely a sucker for not only the teaser poster but really cool looking
Character posters. Icing on the cake.
Yeah. And then we got the Force Awakens poster. This one's kind of in the middle for me.
Yeah.
It's a bit nostalgic looking in its format. The color palette's a little overloaded, and the character alignment doesn't flow as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was the first one, so
I honestly just have a hard time saying anything about this poster of this movie since it was like, honestly, this is the first Star Wars movie I ever saw in theaters. Believe it or not, it was.
yeah. So before seeing it, you couldn't say anything bad about it.
seeing it in the theater for the first time. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So I know, it's special.
So
But-
yeah, Last Jedi top tier poster. Force Awakens, it's mid tier.
Yeah, I'd say Last Jedi first, Force Awakens second, Rise of Skywalker third. That's what I would say.
Yeah, way third.
Way third, actually like 10th. Okay.
And then I think I got another trilogy comparison coming up. Yes. Now,
I love to see it.
not only one of the best trilogies ever, but this lineup of the Dark Knight trilogy, that's how you make a movie poster.
These
right there.
are how you make movie posters. These are probably one of my favorite trilogies of all time.
I see that Dark Knight poster and I drool.
I
Like-
literally I fall back. Oh my goodness.
So
Okay, you know, I almost just realized, I don't know if it's just me or with the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises posters. So like obviously they're similar, you know, because you've got Batman, but then behind him, you know, you've got the bat symbol. Now obviously the bat symbol like burning
Burned.
into this building is one of the hardest
Goes
images
so hard.
I have ever seen in my entire life. It's so good. Okay, but then is it just me or does it almost seem like the Dark Knight Rises poster is like
it mimics that.
is like it's like an opposite cutout. So
Oh, yeah.
instead of the bat symbol being on the building, the buildings like
Or-
almost make like the bat symbol. You know,
Yes.
with the explosion.
That's definitely what they were doing.
Oh, it's so nice.
and then the first one works well, even though it doesn't carry the theme of the bat.
Well, because
symbol.
I feel like since it's Batman Begins, it's the starter movie. It doesn't have to. you gotta show like, Batman. You know what I mean? Like,
these are very pleasing looking next to each other.
Yeah.
And but to be honest, Batman always has cool posters.
I mean, Batman posters just don't miss. But like, yeah, like even Batman Begins, the bats are like forming to become Batman. Because I mean that's how it happens. You just get all these flock of bats, whether it's fading into Batman or fading out. But it's great.
Yeah. So, in comparison to our previous one, perfect poster trilogy.
I mean, Nolan just don't miss.
Yeah. And okay, so
is that it?
Well, we should have one more.
Oh, how could we forget?
No, so moving on from poster critiquing.
I literally almost passed out when I saw this poster for the first time.
More so just explaining our extreme. I don't even have words for this poster.
Okay, I know. I literally not even 2 minutes ago said the Dark Knight poster is one of the hardest things I've ever seen. That is true, but this is also one of the hardest things. There is something about Batman walking in red rain that literally makes my mind lose itself. You know what I mean?
like you look at that, you're like,
I'm going crazy. I can't even speak. Like it's so amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, we're not even gonna critique this one
because there's nothing to critique. That's why it's a perfect poster.
Let's just talk to the people about
why you should see this movie.
Not only is this poster amazing, but why this next Batman movie is going to be amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna shy away from poster talk for like a couple minutes at least.
This was great. We had this episode planned, but then over the weekend, this poster dropped.
Yeah.
Along with the new trailer.
So this was like perfect timing.
Perfect timing. We're like, we have to talk about it.
Yeah. Since we already have the poster episode, and yeah.
I mean, I never would have thought that I would love a red with Batman so much, but it fits so well for some reason.
Yeah, it like you would think like colors you think of Batman are obviously black and like blues, but like red almost seems like it's Batman's color. I don't know why. It just works so well.
Even though nothing
that he wears or anything is red. But it works so well.
Yeah. So
it reminds me of the Thomas Wayne Batman suit. Oh, since it's the red symbol, or almost So
you know what this reminds me of? Not the red, but the character standing in the rain is which Matrix poster was it? Where he was in the green rain. It was either the second or the third
I think that was the third one because that's when he was having the fight with Agent Smith out in the city.
Yeah.
So I think it was it's what Resurrections is the newest one. Revolutions, right?
The third one.
Yeah.
In comparison, that one's a green theme.
Yeah.
I wish I had a picture to show it right now, but
I'm gonna look it up right now.
And maybe I'll throw up a pic and post, but
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's so good. I will throw up a picture.
These two go hand in hand.
Oh my gosh! But see, I like how instead of like it looks like this is rain, but it's actually just like the binary code or whatever. Oh, it's so cool. But the code is in like Japanese. It's so cool.
Yeah. So when somehow, even though Warner Brothers had a rough time lately, they realized this is how you create hype.
They absolutely hit this one on the head with this.
Yeah. Even though this is a poster discussion episode, I guess I don't really have anything else to say besides for the trailer that if
I was at a loss for words.
Like you're really like, this is the comic reader's dream come true.
We are finally getting detective version Batman.
Yeah. Detective Noir.
Yeah.
And I'm so here for it.
I'm so here for it.
If I'm not gonna say anything else about it, it's because that's all that needs to be said.
That's all that needs to be said.
The trailer just needs to be viewed.
This poster speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Speaks volumes, okay?
Yes.
You know what they say? A picture says 1,000 words.
Yeah. So, even though I still love the Dark Knight poster, this one really comes in close.
Oh, yeah.
Is that, I think that's where I was ending it off.
Yep, that's it.
So, before we end, I'll ask you on the spot here. It could either be out of this selection or ones we haven't discussed yet. Is there any other poster you wanted to comment on? Either is one of your favorites or one of your least favorites?
Yes. I was gonna point out. I'm actually surprised you didn't put it in this little slideshow here.
These are all the ones I had in mind.
Is one that immediately comes to mind when I think about amazing posters. And it's not for a live action movie.
Okay.
The Into the Spider-Verse poster.
Ah.
I love that poster. It's so nice.
The one where he's diving?
The one where he's diving backwards with like the Spidey suit on, but he also has like the hoodie and stuff on it. I love that poster.
But then the perspective's also flipped upside down.
Yeah. I love that poster.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Yeah. The only reason I didn't put it is because, we were mostly having good versus bad comparison.
Yeah, see, and there's no bad comparison, so that's why I was like, I just love the way this poster looks.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you brought that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I could have a dozen that I could list right now.
Yeah.
But currently, I just love anything that Dune's doing right now.
Yeah.
And yeah. Well, that's all,
folks. That's all we got.
That's all we got. Hope that was a insightful, enjoyable, and a learning experience about movie poster design theory. Hope that you got enjoyment and intellectual knowledge out of this.
Maybe you got to learn about what makes up a good movie poster, what makes a bad movie poster.
Yeah, even though they say don't judge a book by its cover, judge a movie by its poster.
You should judge a movie by its cover. Because like we said, the poster needs to complement the movie.
Compliment, not insult it.
Yeah.
Or not even just... It needs to be there to inspire.
It's a part of the movie. It's a part of the experience.
Like we said, bring back the art form.
Please.
Okay.
All right.
That's all I got.
That's all. That's all, folks.
And, oh yeah. So let's wrap this thing up. So, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks a lot for listening. If you want to keep updated on the show, please follow us on social media. Instagram, Twitter. You can watch this show on YouTube. You can see anytime that we have video interactive qualities. Otherwise, please just check us out on Spotify, Apple, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. So, once again, preview for next week, we'll be having a sci-fi deep discussion, and not only reviews and my
and our thoughts on Dune,
and just it's gonna be just a great sci-fi discussion.
Encompass the whole genre.
Yes. So that's it for today, and we'll check back next week.